So this is my 2016 Nissan Rogue, and this is going to be my temporary car setup to sleep until I decide if I can really do this, permanently full time. This is just my temporary setup for me to go out and try to see if I can travel and actually sleep in my vehicle. When I tell you this setup is ghetto, and ghetto meaning I'm not trying to spend a whole lot of unnecessary money for something I'm not sure I can actually do. So as you can see, my back seat is folded down. Now I was going to sleep on this side, but that, as you can see, is kind of skinny. And this side here is where the cup holder is. And you can see how it's attached to this piece. So I decided to lay this piece flat. And then there's like a 4.5 inch gap between, let me move this, between, as you can see, between the seat being folded in the trunk. So I had to figure out a way to do this to make something that I can sleep on that didn't cost me a whole lot of money. And just in case I decided I couldn't do this, I didn't want to be out unnecessary money. Now, as you can see, this foam is a piece of foam that I had left over from me making my corner bench seating in my dining room. So I'm kind of putting it like right here because I laid on this, and this is pretty much like where my back is going to be at, and my butt will kind of be on this. Now, as you can see, the cup holder, I have this, and I have this little piece right here that's on the back of the seat. So I went to Michael's and I got this hard plastic for $5, and I will sit it there and I will kind of lay on that. Now, when I went to the fabric store to get a bigger piece of this, it was like $60 something per yard. I said, no, that's a little bit too much for me to invest right now. And I'm just practicing to see if I can do this. So I was going to go to Home Depot and maybe make like a platform to go right here, or even a platform to take it all the way over. I said, no, I'm still practicing. I haven't actually gone out anywhere and slept overnight in my vehicle. So I said, let me go through my house and try to see if I can find something that I can use. So this is my ghetto setup. So I have that little piece of plastic up there at the head. I had this piece that I had left over that I'm going to be my butt. Then I had these that I had in my garage, these little plastic shelves. So basically, they stacked, two of these stacked on top of each other is the height for that. Now, I still have a little bit of gap right here, but I did get in here and my feet will be here. That's not gonna hurt. So it's just an overnight sleep. So I also have, trying not to show my messy garage, I also have a twin size piece of topper that I'm going to use. I am trying to do this with one hand and film. I am in my garage. This right here is what I'm going to use to cover these pieces. And we're going to see how this is going to work. So I used this spray adhesive that I had left over from a different project to try to get that attached to this, even though it's not sticking on this side. I knew this probably wasn't a good idea to spray this. So I'm going to try to staple the second one together. This one, I got like 3 different layers of that, what do you call that? Cabinet liner, because it was cheap. So that's the reason why I used it. but I got it kind of glued down a little bit, but I'm going to see how it works when I try to staple this. Okay, for this one, I went ahead and I used a staple gun and stapled them down. I probably need to cut off the excess of this, but trying to do this with one hand is hard. So that's the reason why I'm filming the after and why I'm not filming and that on the top of the fact that I'm actually not properly dressed. So can't really be in the camera frame for this. But yeah, went ahead and stapled it down. Hopefully it stayed on the other side because I was having a hard time getting this to stay in place without falling when I turned it over. Again, this is cheap. So there it is. And when everything is done, I will insert these pieces in the car and show you what it looks like. For these legs, I actually use this Popular board squares, and then I cut them down to size using a handsaw and this that it comes with. Since I didn't have the proper tools like our actual miter saw, I was able to cut those squares down to size, and yeah, I got a piece hanging there, but that's okay. To get the legs on there. And on the back of this one, these legs are 8 inches and those are only 3 because of the way that it goes over the seat, because the seat doesn't level with the trunk of the car. So I had to kind of make it level so it kind of sits on the back seat. So that's the reason why those are shorter than these. And again, once I get everything together, you can see, I'll show you what it looks like inside my SUV. So I took 2 twin mattress toppers, cut them to size, put them together. I had some extra batting that I used for a different project that I laid across the top. And as you can see, I stapled them. I stapled it together, even though this is just foam. Hopefully it'll stay together, but I stapled it together on both ends to keep the batting on here. So yes, this is my ghetto bed. So it's 1 1/4 inch for both of them. So that makes it 2 1/2. I laid on it on this floor and it really didn't seem bad. Let me the camera the right way. So it is cut to size, so it's cut to fit in my trunk. Like I said, I put the batting that I had extra over it and stapled it in place. So hopefully it stays, the staples stay together since it's just foam. I'm stapling foam and batting together. There's no hard surface to attach it to. But that's where we're at right there. So this is what I'll be sleeping on. Okay. So the last part of this video, I showed the platform with the shelf liners. The shelf liners are still underneath. I happened to go through one of my closets and found some leftover velvet that I had from a headboard that I made, which was enough fabric for me to do both of the wooden platforms. And remember the green piece of foam that I had up there? I have it wrapped in some extra pieces of velvet along with the extra pieces of the foam that I cut down, the twin foam topper. I cut it down and I used the pieces for it to make this up here. So this was extra. So this is the, if you can't see it, but I can feel it. This part right here is the foam topper from the twin mattress, and this is the green foam from Joann Fabrics. So, but this is the platform, and I still have room underneath. Oh, I gotta vacuum my car out. Don't judge me. Please don't judge me. But this is the sleeping arrangement. So this is where I will sleep. And I'll go get the mattress and show you the 2 layers that I put together, along with some batting that I had that I put over the top of it. Okay, so here is the foam topper. Again, it's 2 twin together, cut down to size, with some batting over top that I actually stapled in place on the ends. So now all I need to do is get a sheet to put over this, a blanket and a pillow, and the sleeping arrangements are done. And again, like I said, I have room underneath this for this size container that I have underneath here. So I do have, you can see, storage underneath here if I need to put anything under here, and then the storage on this side, and then in front of the seat up here. So the next thing I have to do is make the blackout window covers, which I'm actually going to shout out a channel, because out of all the YouTube videos that I saw, I think his name is Nomadic Nathan. That's his name. I'm going to do my window covers the way that he did his. And then I will show you. It seemed like it was the simplest way. He basically used the insulating, the Reflectix, and some black duct tape. That's exactly what I bought, and that's exactly how I'm going to make my window coverings. So hold on while I make the window coverings.